Here's what happened this week in North Carolina politics. Look, I get it. No one's paying attention to politics this week. We're all waiting for the snow, which may actually turn out to be ice and sleet. We're not really sure. I'm just glad those roads got seasoned perfectly. But yes, important stuff did happen this week in North Carolina politics. Let's get into it. First, there's big new stuff happening in rural healthcare. Now, some of you might remember how back in November, Governor Stein approached the Trump administration and pitched them on a big new strategy for rural healthcare, and now that is happening. The state of North Carolina is going to receive about $1 billion over the next 5 years to transform rural healthcare. Governor Stein's office wrote this big 63-page strategy document on the whole thing. It's a lot of fun. Go knock yourself out. And that is all great, but hold your applause. This federal funding is coming from the One Big Beautiful Bill, the federal budget that Congress and the Trump administration passed last year, and that bill made very deep cuts to Medicaid and Medicare in North Carolina. Specifically, that bill is going to kick several 100,000 North Carolinians off of Medicaid and Medicare starting in 2027. It's going to cause a lot of rural hospitals and clinics to close or be at risk of closing, and it's going to cost the state of North Carolina about $50 billion in federal funding for healthcare over the next 10 years. So they cut $50 billion from North Carolina, then awarded us $1 billion and made Governor Stein go apply for it. Interesting point here. So North Carolina is getting $1 billion, but states like Kansas and Alaska and Oklahoma are getting more than North Carolina is, even though they have a small fraction of our population. A new study landed this week from the conservative John Locke Foundation, which found that the Trump administration's tariffs are costing North Carolina farmers almost $700 million just in the last year and are driving up the cost of food. Who could have possibly seen that coming? Here at Carolina Forward, we released our January statewide poll this week, which shows that Roy Cooper has a 5-point lead over his Republican opponent Mike Whatley in the big U.S. Senate race this year. There's a long way to go before November, but Cooper has a pretty durable lead so far, and he's way out ahead with independents. If Roy Cooper does win his U.S. Senate race this year, he'll be the first Democrat to win a federal statewide race in North Carolina since 2008. Look, so I know we're all going to be really smart and sensible this weekend. We all know how to handle ourselves around snow and ice, right? Now, obviously, we went out and got our milk and bread at the grocery store, but personally, I'm also planning on slow cooking this pork shoulder on Sunday morning, assuming we have power. It's not like we can go anywhere anyway, but whatever you do, make sure you stay safe, stay warm out there, don't put your stupid hat on, and have a great weekend.